One incident that I remember very well took place in, I believe, the fall of 1957. Yes, I think I was getting ready to go into the 10th grade. And my mom had told me to meet her downtown. I was at Lincoln High School at that time, so I could walk from Lincoln up to Fayetteville Street. She told me to meet her at Hudson Belk because she had felt that when I started school during the 10th grade that I didn't have the clothes that she thought I should have at the beginning of the year. She didn't feel good about that. So she wanted to buy me some clothes, some pants and shirts and whatnot. Told me to meet her at Hudson Belk. Hudson Belk was on Fayetteville Street and it was the main department store in Raleigh. And in this lobby upstairs and downstairs, there were places that customers could sit and wait, like benches. And she told me to meet her there. I guess she got off from work probably at 3:30, said she'd meet me about 4:30, something like that. And at 4:30, she hadn't showed up. Well, I didn't leave because she had told me to stay there. But it had begun to get late, and I finally decided I think I better go home. So I left and walked out up a block north, I guess, to the bus stop to catch the bus. And I happened to look down the street toward Hudson Belk, and I saw my mother, and she was walking in toward the bus stop. But I could tell from that distance, I said, something's wrong here. There's something's wrong. And so I left the bus stop and walked to meet her. I thought I was going to get reprimanded for not staying at Hudson Belk, but that wasn't on her mind at all. And she asked me if I was okay. And I said, yeah. But she seemed like she was in another world. Her mind was somewhere else. She said, do you have enough money to catch the bus and go home? I said, yes, ma'am. I got enough money, Mom. In fact, I had a bus token. She said, well, you're going home. I said, Mom, is something wrong? And she said, yes. She didn't say yes, she just said, Joseph, they took all my check. And of course, she was going to use the check to buy me some clothes. And I just stood there. She said, they took all my check. I've got to wait for your daddy, and I don't know what I'm going to do. She said, I guess I'll go over to the courthouse or try to go over to the office or some office that she mentioned. I don't know what it was, but it seems like she felt she had to go over to the courthouse to some office there to try to get this straightened out. She said, you go home. I'm going to wait for your daddy, and I'll see you later. And she just looked like she was in a daze, just, very unsteady. I learned later, overhearing her and Dad talk, and I can't prove it because I didn't see the check stub, but my understanding from her and Dad, from what I overheard, was that she received a check for 88 cents for a full month's work. This is in 1957, so at that time, she had been teaching school, 15 years. She had quite a bit of seniority, and she had been a principal at that time 10 years. And she gets a check for 88 cents. This is an economic strangulation tactic. And so that was a big blow to her and to the family, but we pressed on. We pressed on. We were determined that we weren't going to let anything break us.